I'm PJ.
I'm Blake.
And this is the Church Podcast, episode 15. And this is the kickoff of a new series that we're doing. And we entitled this, The 20 Commandments. And it's going to be really good. So before we get into this topic today, please like and subscribe and enjoy. Somebody wrote in with some ideas of topics that we could talk about, and they were just like really triggering, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. It seems like that's like a new word.
Trigger?
Yeah, why do people do that nowadays?
I don't know. I mean,
Is that what the cool kids say now?
They use it a lot on like some reality shows lately, so maybe I don't know. Some people are just running with it.
Well, it fits. So
it does.
Yeah, like we brought up the 20 commandments that we are going to be talking about, and you know, it boils down to a couple main thoughts.
I was just thinking that the reason we're calling it this is because the church that we were at, they had 20 cultural values.
Yeah.
And so it was basically things that you were supposed to live by, things you're supposed to do.
Well, just to tweak what you're saying just a little bit, sorry. I don't even think it was things you're supposed to live by. What it was things that we all came up with.
Right.
That exemplify what we value.
Right.
Cultural values aren't things you're supposed to do or not do. That's the interesting part, and that's why this is going to be really good, because that subliminally was things you were supposed to do.
Right.
But it was posed as a cultural value. This is who we are. We agreed that we all believe in these things.
Right.
But it was beaten over people's heads like it was written in stone, you know, in a commandment of God himself. And like, you know, I just want to talk to you real quick. It says here that we're supposed to be having fun. Why aren't you smiling? You know? And it was like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, you're right. It does say we agreed on that. But that's the problem with it. It's like, you know, a cultural value, that's like something you value. It's not something you just like are like religiously devoted to, and if somebody doesn't do it, you're angry at them, you know?
And if they don't do it your way.
Exactly.
Everyone has to have fun the way that I have fun. If you don't have fun the way that I have fun, then you're gonna get a culture check.
Yeah, I mean, we'll break this down. Sorry, I cut you off really bad.
It's okay. So, I feel like the mind fuck about this is that we came up with this as a team, you know, during, like, right after the split that happened where, like, half of the church left or something, but we were still there. Lots of our friends were still there. We had our first vision summit. So they got a bunch of the people who were leading different things at the church, or there was a department or a small group, and all got together at this vision summit. And we came up with a mission statement for the church, a vision statement, and then we came up with cultural values for the church. And so the crazy part was there was like, maybe that was a smaller one. I think it was like maybe 25 of us in a room who all decided, you know, this is what we value the most out of, you know, everything. And so it was really interesting because that's how it ended up being so manipulative when they would like use these things to check you, was because it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I agreed to that. I came up with that, I guess. So sure, yeah, just smash me in the face with shaving cream that I'm allergic to and I'll have fun. So, yeah.
So let's read them.
Yeah.
You and me. What about alternate?
I don't have my contacts in, so I can't actually read that far. So you're gonna have to go for it.
So bear in mind that these sound like really good things.
Yes.
Just like the 10 Commandments. Don't kill people. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is going to be interesting because we're like trying to unpack like some like extremely deep doctrine.
Yeah.
Or theology or whatever. But like...
So I don't think that any of these things like alone are bad. That's not what we're trying to say. But the way that these ideas were used to sway people's actions and decisions and control their life, basically, I feel like was a part that was wrong with these. But just saying them, it's like, no. Like, some of them, you know, they're right if you just read it. But it's the way that the church acted all of these out that I have a problem with.
Yeah. It's like in some like businesses, they have a cultural, they write down their cultural values as like a guideline for, you know, who they're going to hire.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of like a personal reminder to your people, you know, of what they wanted to be a part of, kind of, you know. And it's like me deciding I'm going to go to the gym and then you get mad at me for not going to the gym. That's my business. I decided I wanted to go to the gym, you know, and so if I drop the ball or something, it has to come from within.
Yeah.
You know, the course correction or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And just so many times, you know, these 20 commandments were used as like leverage to micromanage people, to hold them to this standard, you know, and basically steal your freedom.
Yeah.
So here they are. Jesus is at the center. Wow. You can belong before you believe. We will do anything short of sin to see people saved. What?
That is... Oh, I can't wait to get to break down that one.
Have fun! ! The only one with punctuation.
Yeah.
Be authentic. Do life together. We value innovation and creativity. We are uncompromising in our mission and unconventional in our methods. Honor one another. Be humble. Fight for unity. Deliver wow through service. Be excellent. We are audaciously generous. We give up. This is so funny. I always thought it was so... What's the word? Like... I mean, let's just paraphrase and say, we value everything good.
Yeah.
Can you think of something good? We value it. Yeah, that simplifies it. 20 cultural values.
Yeah.
Anyway. We give up things we love for things we love even more. Kids' church is just as important as big church. We are always learning and growing. We value level 5 good to great leadership. We are mothers and fathers of multitudes. We are charismatic but not weird.
That was my favorite, I think.
So, these are the things that you were, you know, in our experience at the church were kind of held over your head as like more of a fear tactic. You know, it wasn't it wasn't like, this is so great, you know, I'm so glad that we have clarity on what's important to us, you know, like now we all can have this awesome gauge, you know, for ourselves. You know, like I was kind of saying before, it was just like, like, more so behind the scenes. At this church, we have fun. So if you don't want to have fun, well, you can leave.
Yeah.
Or I don't understand why you're going on vacation, because we give up the things we love for things we love even more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you love Jesus more than vacation, or
do you want to see people go to hell, or what? Because I thought that you liked, seeing people saved more than sipping a pina colada on the beach.
Yeah.
So I think like an interesting way to look at it is like there's a company called Zappos, and they started like one of the very first like really good, really successful like online businesses, and they sell shoes. And one of their cultural values is that they hire people that smile. And so imagine you work at Zappos and you're just having like a rough morning for whatever reason. Maybe you spilled your coffee or whatever. You just come in, you're not feeling like 100%.
Maybe you crashed your car with your coffee in your hand and spilled.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be something minute or something crazy.
Actually happened to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. And so you get into work and, your face is down. Somebody says, hey, what's up? And, you kind of tell them what happened, and they go, well, here at Zappos, we hire people that smile. So just put on a smile. It's like, can you imagine how ridiculous like that would be if somebody at your work like said that to you, And because their whole point in saying that isn't that you have to smile every single day of your life and like be fake. It's that they hire people who are like genuine and just happy to be around. That doesn't mean you have to be happy 24/7. And so something that I feel like was a huge misstep with all of these was that it was like, if you weren't doing every single one of these things all of the time, then it was like, what's wrong with you? And so, so it was really interesting. And like, even when I was like reading these today and like, typing them up, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was just bringing back so many memories of so many stories where, certain people would, get checked on, certain ones all the time. And it's really just such an interesting environment to be in. And so what we want to do for the next several episodes is we're going to break down each of these 20 things, and we're going to give examples of them, talk about problems we had with them, talk about the good stuff that came out of some of them. Also, if you have any examples of ways that you were culture checked, or ways that you saw stuff go down in a good or a bad way relating to these, let us know, and we'll include your story. We won't share your name because we don't do that here, unless you really want us to, I guess. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. Some episodes are going to be long, some are going to be shorter, but it should be very interesting.